The UK says ni hao to learning Chinese. In 2014, the country's Department of Education listed the language as one of 5 options for students across England, alongside French, German, Spanish and Italian. Now more than 500 primary and middle schools provide Chinese language courses.
I like learning Chinese because it's like a really well-known language, and it'll be good to go to China one day and be able to speak to other people in Chinese.
The parents take great pride in the fact that their children, as young as 11, can start to greet people in Mandarin. They take great pride in the fact that those children genuinely appreciate not just the Chinese language, but I think, personally, more importantly, the Chinese culture and the Chinese history.
The United Kingdom has more Chinese classes than any other European country. It's also home to the most Confucius institutes in Europe. There are now 29 across the country, compared to just the 11 in 2009.
Many schools in the UK not only simply take the Confucius Institute as a basis for education. Actually, more importantly, they think it's a great platform for China and the UK to communicate and share education. It's a ticket to enter China. The establishment of Confucius Institutes can help them to occupy an important position in the Chinese education market.
And demand in the country has led the Confucius Institute to set up its 1,000th school globally on the island of Jersey. Currently, there are 200,000 people in the UK learning Chinese, a number the Department of Education hopes to double by the year 2020. Nathan Rodgers, CCTV.
Another giant leap in China's ambitious space program. A second space lab, Tiangong-2, will enter orbit this fall. And soon after that, a manned spacecraft will dock with the lab with 2 taikonauts set to stay in space longer than any of their predecessors. CCTV's Nathan Rodgers has more.
China is pressing ahead with its ultimate space goal. Tiangong-2, or Heavenly Palace 2, will be the country's second space lab to be deployed above Earth.
Tiangong-2 will launch in the 3rd quarter of this year. It'll carry out various space scientific and application experiments.
If the launch is successful, the Shenzhou 11 spacecraft will follow shortly, carrying 2 astronauts who'll spend 30 days in orbit, a new record for China. But that's only part of the bigger picture. China's greater goal is to build its very own space station by 2020, and it looks to be on course to do just this.
It takes numerous launches and docks to finish the ultimate goal. We'll organize a series of missions from the middle of this year to the first half of next year.
Tiangong-2 is a prototype for a space station. Its predecessor, Tiangong-1, has been in orbit for nearly 5 years. In 2012 and 13, manned spacecraft successfully docked with the Space Lab.
The difference is Tiangong-2 is a space station in a real sense. Technical adjustments have been made based on experiments and data from Tiangong-1, which will continue scientific missions.
Preparations are also underway for China's first cargo spaceship, which is set to launch next year and dock with Tiangong-2.
It'll test key technologies in the construction and operation of a space station, such as cargo transportation and propellant supply in orbit.
The International Space Station is scheduled to retire by 2020, when China is on course to become the only country with a permanent presence in space. Nathan Rodgers, CCTV. In the land of weird and wonderful health products, it doesn't get more bizarre than this. South China-based company Everybody Wins is offering a machine which they claim can cure everything from high blood pressure and bronchitis to ovarian cysts and diabetes. With their flashing LED lights, these machines work like acupuncture, according to the manufacturer. The patient lies on a vibrating massage bed, with a 1-hour session costing 12 yuan, roughly £1.30, or there's a 3-month membership for about £50. And now with local news, I'm Nathan Rodgers. Campaigners say they'll carry on fighting a temporary police base in Wanstead Flats. Despite losing the court case, Times Erin Safir has more.
Police want to...
The awards were given out this week to the retailers at the Mercury shopping mall in Romford. The shops were all competing for just 6 awards. Chris Clark from Wilkinson's won the Retailer of the Year for a large store.
The whole team.
283 houses in Rainham were left yesterday without any power for hours. This was due to a theft at the Rainham electricity substation. Some residents in the Rotherby Avenue area have been left with damage to their appliances. Tracy Sparling from UK Power Networks says they will be helping those people by paying for some of the damage. She also explains how dangerous the theft was.
It's extremely dangerous.
Young people in Redbridge have been asked to put themselves forward to become future political leaders. Times Erin Safir has the details.